Hello, I'm Deb Keyes with Stampin' on the Hill. Thank you for joining me. Today I have a February sketch, and if you didn't already see it, I will show it to you here just a minute. I did post it with some extra graphics and stuff on Monday, so if you are going to take me up on the challenge, be sure to post your version of your card. So take a picture of it after you make it, and then post it to the Monday's sketch post. But let me bring that in. Here's the sketch. So it's really super simple. It's just a big circle or whatever size circle or it doesn't even have to be a circle. It could be a square or a rectangle, whatever. And then with a strip across it. So I realize that this one's really easy, but I'm hoping that maybe I can entice more of you to join in the challenge if I make it easier. So let's try it this way for now. I was going to show you, I'll show them to you at the end. I made a couple different ones and then we're going to make one together. So I'll show you the other ones that I made at the end. So let's jump right in and yep, there we go. And show you what we're going to use here. I have, pull my sleeves up so I don't get ink all over the place. I'm using, because I wanted to make a St. Patrick's Day card, I am using an old punch that is retired, and I'm also using the cling set that went with it. So these are from last year, January through April last year. You may still be able to find these someplace. I held on to them because my granddaughter has a birthday on St. Patrick's Day, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't always have this great of graphics and this kind of selection for St. Patrick's Day. So I made sure that I held on to these. And again, this year, it doesn't seem like there's such a great selection. So this is what we're using. I'm going to set this aside because I already put the ones that I'm going to use on blocks. We're going to use Shy Shamrock as our green color because I love it, and that's an in color. So this too will retire in a couple of years. Let's see, and what else do I have? I am using the Full of Life 6x6 designer series paper. I know I've gone through and showed you this before, but there are some fun images in here. And then on the back side, there's lots of cool colors. So give you a quick look at those. So I'm using some pieces of that. A couple extra pieces of the Shy Shamrock. So let's see here. What do I have going on? Oh, and I'm using, as my circle, I'm using Stylish Shapes. The biggest circle from Stylish Shapes dies. All right, so I have my basic white cardstock, which is 8.5. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to remember, I think I'm going to do it this way. So really, it would be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So let's get this together. As you know, I like to get all my pieces together before, and glue last. Get everything together first, glue last. That way, if I mess something up, there's still a better chance of maybe recovering it. I wanted to show you this too, because this was my, hold on, I'm going to get it back together for you a minute. I wanted to put it together. Okay, so this was the 6x6 sheet. So I cut this to 4 inches so that it would fit this way, 4 inches this way. And then I wanted it to be 5 1/4. So I cut the bottom off. So this is going to be, oh no, I'm sorry. This is going to cover our whole card. But I liked the rainbow for this. Let's see. So we're going to use that. And then this is, I'm just going to keep this for later, but I wanted to show you how I cut it. This piece here, I'm going to use for the greeting. So we're going to put this on here. And then I'm going to, how did I do this? I had this all thought out in my head and now I can't remember. Okay, so this is just a scrap. I don't even know what size it is. I can look. It's 3 by 4 1/4, it looks like. And because it's going to be off the page, because remember, the circle kind of went off the edge. So because it's going to be kind of off the edge, I don't need it to be perfect here. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I just remembered the green was going to be for my shamrock. So I'm going to cut my circle out of white. So here is my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I'm using, make sure you can see this, the platform number 1 and the cutting plate number 2 and my ragtag bottom cutting plate. And I'm just going to lay this in here. And like I said, it's not going to have to be all the way on. And I may even end up cutting it more. We'll see once we get it on there. And then I'm going to put another plate number 3 on the top. And we will run this through. I've got this sort of half on and half off of my glass mat. It makes it a little bit difficult, but then this is what we get. So I'm going to, this is going to be our focal point here. And I just love the rainbow. Don't you love the rainbow? Especially because it's a St. Patty's Day kind of card. And then I'm going to use my shamrock that fits with my die. I'm going to ink this up and we're going to do tone on tone. So I'm going to ink this up with the Shy Shamrock. And let's see, which way does this go? I like to make sure, just so you know what I'm doing here, I like to make sure that whichever way I'm going to have to hold my cardstock to put it in, that it's going to fit in the die the right way so I actually have something to hold. So if we put this kind of like this, we should be able to then hold it. Let me get my chamois out and wipe this off so I don't make a big mess. And so I should be able to then hold this and punch it. Except I made it cockeyed and it doesn't fit. So if I cut the corner off, I should have cut it or made it just a little bit crookeder, I guess. More crooked. That's not even a word. Okay. There's that. I was afraid I was going to pop it right out into my ink and that would have made me angry. While I have the ink out, I'm going to stamp my greeting, which says Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to put it on here. I think I want most of the green. See if I can get it straight. That's the hope. Yay! Okay. That looks fun. All right, so I think we're done with that. And give that a quick rinse. Oh, shoot, I forgot. We were going to do something on the inside of the card. Let's do that before I put the ink away completely. I can't tell you exactly what it says at this moment because I have, you know me, I always put another stamp on the inside or the opposite side of my block. Okay, so I'm going to eye this up and hope that it's straight because I can't see really what I'm doing. That's good enough. So that's what it says. A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. So that's what we're doing with that. Okay, now I think I'm safe to close the ink. Let's see. So then all we're doing, really, because this is such a simple design, all we're doing now is gluing. So I'm going to start with gluing, if my glue will work. Do I have this problem like every week? It seems like I do. All right, so just wait on this. There's a glare. Did you notice I got new lights? A new light. in my craft room. And I'm so excited because it's so much brighter, but it also creates, it seems like it creates more of a shadow. So that's going to go here. And then this is going to go, well, in the scheme of things, it should go like in the middle, but I kind of think I want it down a little bit farther, and I don't want it this big. So we're going to trim it off. Let's see. How about if we go about here? All right. I'm going to just hold it and flip it and then bring my snips in and snip that back off there. All right. Let's glue. So I'm going to glue the DSP now. Come on, glue. Okay, so there's, I guess, one good thing to be said for the tape runner kind of adhesive options. It's not my favorite, but there it goes. All right, so this is going to go on here. And I chose this time to cover the whole card front instead of making it an actual layer. So I just want to make sure that it's all lined up. And then I wanted to do, well, let's do glue for the shamrock. I don't want it to be too big, so I don't want a whole bunch of layers of dimensionals, but I did kind of want to give it a little bit of something. Oh, I also got out some, I wasn't sure how I was going to use this. Clearly, I did not practice this before I went with it. Let's just do a bow and we'll put it behind, and then we'll put this on dimensionals. So I'm going to make a bunny ear, and then tie it. And then let's straighten it out a bit. I want it to be fairly large and floppy. That's probably good. And these are not my ribbon scissors, so okay. I guess with the baker's twine, it's okay. So I think I'm going to put this under here. Let's see what that looks like. All right, I think I'm going to like that. Gives it just a little bit of something without a lot of. All right, so I'm going to, let's grab a glue dot. And I'm going to put the little bow on with the glue dot onto the back. Let's use the front of the bow. Are you with me here? I keep looking to make sure that you can actually see my hands and what they're doing. All right, and I'm going to put it about here. Okay, so that's going to be kind of this way. And then I'm going to flip it back over and put a couple dimensionals on the back. But this will ensure that my bow kind of stays where I want it across the greeting. All right, so let's get it up here. And I don't want it to go all the way across this time. Let's see, where do we want it? How about here? I want to be able to see a little bit of this. All right. So there, how do you like that? Very simple, like I said. Let me clear off the space a minute, and then let me bring in, oh, I know what else I was going to do. I always forget the gems. Now I couldn't decide. Do I use the Shy Shamrock gems in here? I think I do, because this was my other option. And I think I like the Shy Shamrock. Okay, so I've got a tip for you. Here's the tip. When you get your packages of whatever kind of dots or whatever you have, put them in your trimmer and just slice the edge off, the whole side of the edge. That way they slide in and out so much easier. Well, if you can get your fingers in there to work. They do actually. This really does work, I swear. Oh, the whole thing. Some of them, see this one, look at this. All right, so this is different because the clear plastic thing the sleeve that holds the thing is actually glued to the cardboard. Let me see if this one's the same way. In this one, oh, nope. See, in this one, it's not glued to the cardboard. So anyway, it is a lot easier to get them in and out from the side rather than have to open the flap and all that stuff every time. And then you try and fight with that flap to get them back in there. So anyway, okay. So let's use some of these. Let's see where we're going to put them. I think we need some stuff up here. So let's do that one. And let's put one here. Okay, got flipped over. I try to do triangles, so let's see if we can get one. How about down here? That's not bad. All right, and then this can very easily, so I say, go back into its cellophane for another day. And then again, maybe not. There it goes. Okay. All right, so that's the first project. Another project that I did, this one I used soft seafoam. This DSP is it's a celebration item that you can get for free with a $60 order. And this called, did I make cheat sheet? I did. Hold on. Let's pull this off of here so I can actually read it. Oh, I was going to show you this too because it's fun. Fruit salad. That's what it's called. Fruit salad. This, oh, see, look at what I did. The same ribbon thing. Huh. Who knew? And then on the inside of this one, it says, faith is being sure of what we cannot see. And I always put these little pieces of paper because when I take these cards up to the Edgerton Giftery where I sell my cards, I put them in cellophane envelopes, but I end up putting this on the back so that the potential customer can see what actually is written on the inside. So you'll see me have these pieces of paper sometimes flop out. So the words are from Sweetly Scripted, and the inside is from Unbounded Love. The folder that I use, so I glued the DSP onto the soft seafoam, and then I ran both of these two as a layer. I ran them through the Starstruck folder, which Starstruck also is a celebration item. This is a celebration item. This and the folder is, and then I used Stylish Shapes again, so that's the same. And then I had one other one that I kind of did the other way. And this one, hold on, I got more cheat sheets on the back. This one, I used Pretty in Pink as the pink layer. I used I did 2 layers. So my big circle is Blackberry Bliss. And then the DSP that I used is from Bloom Impressions, which also is a celebration freebie. I ran this green layer here is from Bloom Impressions too. So it's actually DSP. So it's got a white core in it. So after I ran it through the layered florals folder, I took a light sand paper and I sanded it. So that's why it looks kind of distressed. Can you see that there's a shadow. It's because of my new light. Again, I used Stylish Shapes. And then I used these, I think. These were a freebie from Celebration too. They're called Purple Adhesive Back Sequins. Although this one's purple and this one's a little pinker and this one's even more pink. And these are iridescent. They're very cool. I love those. So we're going to probably use more of those pretty quick here too. Sweetly Scripted again across the front. And something fancy I used on the inside. So there you have all 3 of those. Let me find my place to come back to you. I really hope that you take me up on the challenge this month and make something based on the sketch. It's not hard. It's, a card front with the circle and a little strip across the middle. The strip doesn't have to be the greeting either. I just liked it that way. Doesn't have to be. You could make something else. It's all good. Next week, we are going to tackle scrapbooking. I know I've spoken a little bit about the close to my heart people and how, they went out of close to my heart went out of business, and how we got a bunch of people at Stampin' Up! From close to my heart, and they're really teaching us a lot of stuff about scrapbooking, which is very interesting. I had tried scrapbooking a couple of times before. I guess I'm just not a huge picture taker, as you can tell from my Facebook. I never know what to post on there. But I'm going to try again. I purchased the Stampin' Up, with their multiple kits. There's also a scrapbooking, I think they call it a workshop kit. And so inside the kit is enough stuff to make 3 2-page spreads, 12 by 12 spreads. So next week we're going to tackle at least one of those. We'll see how far we get. So join me next week, and don't forget to get in on the celebration before the end of February, because otherwise it's over. Until next time, thanks for watching.